Hello, what's up guys? I'm Wendi from the Project Bureau Canberra office, and I'm so excited today to show you one of our products, which is called the PM3, an all-in-one PPM solution. So without further ado, let's now jump into action. So this is the first page that you will see when you go to your PM3 instance, and you can access it via your favorite web browser, whether it's Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, or Firefox, Apple Safari, whatever you like. And you will have one of us being your first admin person to help set up this whole instance. And once it is done, you are absolutely free to play inside in the way you like. Now, we just click login and here we go. Okay, so this is a homepage of PM3. You can see there are so many dashboards related to your desired portfolio. Currently, we are looking at this one, the demo portfolio. And I can also change to other portfolio of interest by using this folder icon here. And this homepage is just like the homepage of your phone. You can customize this page to show whatever information you like to see. If I click the configure here, you can select from your favorite widgets from here and drag and drop them into your desired place. And also you can resize them if you like. And once you save it, it will become your new homepage. And definitely you can have more than one homepage view when you log into this PM3 system. And in this page, everything here is in graphic and everything here is color coded. Now let's move on to what you can do as a project manager in PM3. In the tab section up here, you can navigate through your projects, programs, BCPs, and portfolios. And of course, you don't have to use every single of them for your projects, but they are just there for you when you need them. Okay, so let's start with the smallest unit here, the project. In this project tab, you will see the projects created by you or the projects that you have access to. So currently there are no projects created by this demo Wendi, so I will switch to all projects and see all the projects that I have access to. So this is a project page. I can add my project to a particular portfolio, add a new project, or I can highlight a project and make a copy of it. Let's now start with this one, the SP1 project here. So once you are inside the project, you will see the tabs here have changed. They now become project specific. And in this page, you can set the details for your project, gateway, details, and you can choose your portfolio membership for this project. And on the top here, you can see there's a percentage of completion, and that is automatically calculated based on the fulfillment of your project. And you as a project manager can define the workflow status, which status your project is currently at. You can show dates, and also you can show gateway status. And beyond these fields that we are currently looking at, there are actually so many fields that you can ask your admin person to help you customize. And now let's move our mouse over the definition tab. You will see other pages that I have access to, the project description. So this project description page allows you to place the project information here and lesson learned. You can add a new license and import licenses and work breakdown structure here. So currently we are looking at this one, the demo LA software upgrade project, and it is located here. And in the WBS page, you can see how your project is structured within the whole BCP. And there's also another level of the hierarchy structure, which is located in the portfolio page, which we will also have a look very soon. Okay, next tab, the governance tab. So this page we are currently looking at gives us an overview of the delivery status, and all you need to do as a project manager is to choose a status for your project, and just by looking at the cursor here, you will know the status for your project. Seeing that I'm now moving this 3 to the right, and you will see my cursor has moved. Okay, next tab, the financial status tab. So this page is the financial status page. In this page, you can view budget, forecast, actual, and variance to date this month, and also you can view your previous period. And all these numbers are automatically populated by the PM3. So you may wonder, where do this number come from? So if you look to the right of the governance, you will see this finances tab. So let's move on to it first. So this finances page will give us a place to fill in our CAPEX and OPEX. And you can put in number here, and think like if I put a ridiculous big number, think like maybe so many nights here, and let the system do the saving for me. And let's now go back to the financial status page and see, okay, my CAPEX number has become ridiculous big. So you know these two numbers are internally linked in PM3. Okay, next tab, the gateways. So in this gateway page, you can set a gateway for your project. And you, as a project manager, can submit your gateway request to your gateway approver by filling in these fields. And how you submit it is by using this email out button. And once your gateway approver receives the request, all they will need to do is to view your status and hit approve or decline or proceed with cautions. Okay, let's now move on to the teams page here. So in this page, you can add in your team members for your project. You can give them different licenses, or you give them no licenses but put them as an assignee as a default. And also, you can choose in which level they can view your project. Okay, next tab, resources page. So in this resources page, you can set different resources tabs for your project. And under each resources tab, you can have different person under there. And for each person, you as a project manager can request a certain amount of input from that person. Besides, you can manually input numbers here. You can also use import Gantt from here. So that person's workload is automatically filled by the PM3. And after you have filled this column, you can again use this email out button to send out a resources request to your resources approver. And they will again receive an email with accept and decline, and they can also make some modifications inside as well. And you can see the difference in days from here. We will have a look at the resources manager's view in just a sec. Okay, now let's move on to the next tab, which is the delivery tab. First of all, the milestone plan. So the PM3 is actually a big template for you to build your project. To start with, you just need to choose what kind of project we are looking at. Do you want to start with a small, medium, large, or you just want an empty project to start with? And in each project, you can have different milestones with different milestone owner. They can be in different work streams, different dates. And on the right hand side, you will have your milestone here, and you see these blue lines with arrows in the middle. They represent the milestone dependency. So just by locating the places of these diamonds, you will have a big picture of your project. Now let's move on to the Gantt chart page. So in the Gantt chart page, you can add task to your milestone. And this is a summary of your task. And for each task, once you have added them, you will see a bar on the right hand side. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you will see the tasks that are overdue are represented in red. And those tasks are still got time to finish are represented in green. And for this task, you can see it has a 25% of completion, and that is done by one of my team members. So they have submitted something for that task. So PM3 will show the percentage of completion up here. Okay, so the next tab, the Agile page. So in PM3, you have 3 methodologies to carry out your project, whether you want waterfall methodology, just like what we are looking at here, or the Agile methodology. And if you like, you can definitely use the hybrid methodology to carry out your project. For the clarity of this presentation, we will skip this Agile tab first and go back to it with another project. Now let's move on to the Action tab first. So in the Actions page, you as a project manager can add actions, add sub-actions. And what's so cool is that If you navigate to the All Actions here, you can see PM3 is actually automatically helping you to detect which tasks are overdue and raises tasks as an action here for you. And you see things like this one. It is assigned to Bruce Banner, and it is a red delivery status. So if Bruce Banner has a licenses in PM3, and when he log into the PM3 system, he will get a notification in the top right corner saying, hey, you got to hurry on this task. Okay, next tab, the Read tab. First one, risks and issues. So you can see from here, add risk, add issues, and convert risk to issues. So how you will use this button is just give it a click, and saying like if you want to convert a risk to issue, you just highlight any of them and use this button here, and you will see the system will do the rest for you. You see, cleaned button now has an issue here. So there are so many fields that you can use in the risks and the issues tab here. Okay, next tab, the assumption page. Add assumptions here and dependencies as well. Add dependency. And you can see who is the dependency owner, whether it's an internal dependency or external dependency, and what status we are looking at. And also decisions, the name of the decision, description, who is the riser, and who is the decider for that decision. Okay, next two tabs. Not next one tab, but next two tabs, the plan value and the delivery exposure page. So these two tabs are actually quite similar to each other, and they are also linked to each other. Because as a project manager, you always want to find a project that has a high plan value and a low delivery exposure. So in PM3, you can find this kind of projects just by giving your project different assessment criteria. And look at the number here. This number will later be reflected in the portfolio page, so you as a project manager can know which project you should prioritize first. Things like currently we are looking at 7.63 here. If I change any of the assessment criteria here, you see my number has changed as well. And a similar thing in the delivery exposure page as well. And in PM3, these two tabs are actually highly customizable, saying like if you don't want plan value and delivery exposure to be reflected on your matrix, you can have plan value and change impact here, and also you can have plan value and time it takes to implement the project. So these two tabs are pretty helpful in PM3. Okay, next tab, the benefits tab. So in PM3, there are two types of benefits. One is you can add the project-specific benefit from here. And also, you can add global benefit from here. So global benefit means your organization-wide benefit. And down here, once you have added your benefit, you can see whether it's global or project-specific, which milestone this benefit is linked to. And in the benefit plan page, you can see how much benefit your project has created. Okay, so the very last tab, reports. So the reporting function in PM3 is actually way powerful than you can think of, because if you navigate to the all reports here and open any of them here, so you will see all the reports that PM3 has already set up for you. So PM3 originally supports over 150 reports out of box, and beyond that, you can also have your own customized reports, and you as a project manager only need to highlight any of the report here and give it double click. Then the system will let you select an export tab. By selecting any of them, your report will be in place. And beyond that, you can also configure your reports and also set a schedule for your reports. Things like I want to set a schedule on my delivery status summary for this report, and I will click this schedule button here. You can see who is the recipient for this report and in what frequency should this report be sent. Okay, so this concludes our look at a waterfall methodology project. We will now go to the Agile project in PM3. Now we are ready to look at how the Agile methodology project is carried out in PM3. Let's move on to this one, the Web Development Agile project. And let's now go inside. So inside this Agile project, everything will stay the same, except you just need to add something here in your Agile tab. So first thing, in the product backlog page. So in the product backlog page, you can have all your tasks here. And again, if you highlight any of these and use these arrows in the middle, you can navigate a task from your backlog to your sprint. Here you got your sprint 1 here, and I can also change to other sprint if I want. Okay, next one, the sprints. So the sprints tab is basically a place for you to define your sprint. What's your goal? What's the start date, end date there? So in the Scrum page, we are now looking at inside each sprint, and you can drag and drop it from all these columns. And inside each task, you can see there are so many things for you to add there. And once you have the correct assignment in the Scrum page, we will have this burn down chart. Okay, so that concludes our look at an Agile methodology project. Now we are moving to the portfolio page. Again, this is a PM3 top-level navigation page, and I will open this portfolio tab from here and open my favorite portfolio, which is this one, the demo portfolio. Inside this portfolio, there's a portfolio hierarchy here for you to look at your project, program, and BCPs. You see how they are structured in your portfolio. And what I want to highlight the most is this one, the priority matrix. If you navigate to the priority matrix page, you will see this is your plan value, and that is your delivery exposure. And as a project manager, again, you are always looking for a project that has a high plan value and a low delivery exposure. So in this case, we will be looking at the project number 1 here. So if I look to the right, I can make this one on-off. I can see what are there included this BCP1. Now let's move on to the portfolio reports here. And I navigate to the all reports from here and open any of the category here. You see all these reports now become portfolio specific. They are portfolio something, portfolio something. So previously we were looking at project something, delivery something. Now it becomes portfolio reports. And what's so powerful in PM3 is, again, if you highlight any of the reports here, and you go to schedule, you see there are more options here for you to use for the portfolio reports. Things like, I want to send a portfolio report to my manager, which has a golden priority, but a right delivery status. So how would you do that? Is you navigate to the business priority here, you look for gold priority, and you look for right delivery status, and you set how frequently you want this report to be sent to your manager, and you save it. Then let the PM3 do the rest for you. Let's have a look at some of the sample reports PM3 can generate. So that concludes our look at the portfolio page. Now we are moving to the very last view of this software, which is the admin's view. Okay, now we are looking at the PM3 from an admin's perspective. It looks the same, right? But if you look closer to the top right corner, you will see this resourcing and admins tab here. Let's now take a look at the resourcing tab first. So the resourcing tab is not only specific to admin, you can also have the resources manager in your organization who only takes care of this resourcing tab here. So in the resources tabs page, you can define what types of resources that you need in your organization. And once you have them defined, you can go with the resources tab membership. You can see who are there under my resources tabs. And you can also define the resources person's details, saying like Bruce Banner here, on the right hand side, I can override his capacity to work in a week, and the organization, call center, and number of leaves and skills he has. And if I navigate to the resources approval page, you will see who has sent me a resources request in my organization. And down here, you can see what she or he has requested for that person. You can see she requested 7 days for Tony Stark. So Tony Stark's availability will be -7 here, and I can also change this number if I need. Say I only approve 5 days for him. And I can hit approve or decline. Okay, now let's take a look at the admins tab in PM3. So the admins person in the PM3 can have the top level access to PM3. They are responsible for managing the licenses, doing the customization of the PM3, etc. This kind of admin's job. And beyond that, you can also give this system a certain level of customization. So in the customization page, you as an admin person can help your organization to customize the PM3. Saying like, if I want to have another name for the highest level plan tab, I can say give it ABCD name there, and I will hit save from here. When next person log into the PM3, all the highest level name will be changed. And down here, if you scroll to the very bottom, yes, you can see you can have different name for your capital expenditure and the revenue expenditure. If you scroll down, you see here, you can have a certain level of customization for the exposure tab and value tab. As I just said, you can have plan value and deliver exposure. You can also have plan value and change impact there. So you can customize this system in the way you like. And the very last thing for the admin person is to control the licenses in PM3. So licenses page allows the admin person to control what a person can do and can see in your organization. And what you will need to do is to add a new person from here. Saying like if you have an organization partner who you only want them to see your project but cannot touch your project, then you can choose from the license tab here and give them things like admin view or executive view, all based on your preferences. And also, you can have someone in your organization to be a partition administrator. So what he or she can do is, they will split your one single instance into different partitions. And inside each partition, you can have different departments there. Also, you can have you classify information in one partition and your general information in another partition. So all the partitions in your instance are completely isolated from each other unless you give a person that access to multiple partitions at the same time. Okay, so that concludes our review at the PM3 now.